I think it's about time to begin. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's start. I'm just about ready with my tea here, so I had a nice little nap, and then the thing with the thing. Oh, I gotta press the button. Hello and welcome to today's stream. I'm Professor Bodhi, aka Mr. Bonny John. Thank you so much for joining me today. Chat, hope you've had a wonderful day. I've had a strange one. I feel like I didn't do a lot today. I kind of got some stuff done. But, okay, whatever. Let's get started with today's prompt. Xotempo works surprisingly well, indeed. What's going on, everyone? Hello, Cho Bill. Always first to make it to class. Welcome in, Cho Bill. Ghost is here. Rek is here. Thunder, Rykar, Hikari, and Draco. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on screen. I've made not a lot of adjustments, but, you know, I kind of looked at the godlike entities, the children, so to speak, which will be, you know, these two. I decided to work with maybe something like with chaos and order, and you know, I'll go over these guys real quickly before we jump into the prompt. So what I have on screen, and the reason why I have four, hello Justin, welcome in, is not that there will be four gods. Crown of Candy's so good. It's so good. I just started campaign 3 of NADPOD. So what we have on screen is whenever you're designing multiples, in this case like two characters, right, it's silly to work on just one variation, right? I will, you know, keep testing out different designs and elements in this updated take, to kind of make sure I don't lean too far into the Zonai kind of trap. I don't want to say trap, but I've moved the eye to a potential, you know, I want to play with maybe like that black hole imagery, and maybe have that kind of like glowing orb of an eye in their like crest. Could be really cool. But that said, I decided to do a few other things as well, which is I gave the chaos and order, I switched their hair colors around. I also removed the white of the hair, just because it clashed with their skin tone of being both black and white. As you can see, for order, it is a far more even kind of split, and for chaos, it's a little more of this rambunctious kind of movement. I also gave them both wings, just because I like that quite a bit. You see a symbol you see on totem poles, the father has it, and it's like a nice way to extend out the silhouette, right? On the chaos one, if I'm keeping the wings, it'll be kind of like these shattered wings and probably like orbits kind of around the character. And then on the other, it's a more traditional, just clean wing, because you can see their silhouette is just far more solid and straightforward, right? Recently reward Pokemon fan character. How's it going, everyone? Hello, Shady. Graduation was today. Officially a Marine. Wow. Congratulations. What a huge accomplishment and honor, man. Congrats to you. All that hard work has paid off. Good luck with finding a job and just moving forward. Keep it up, everyone. Never give up in your dreams. Are you going to combine them for the third mystery one? Maybe, maybe not. But yes, that's true. There is a third mystery one. If you guys put 2 and 2 together, you know, I want to hear your theories, but did you listen to Evermorn or Eldamon? No, yeah, Eldamorn was series 2. I listened to all of that. Tackle classism in a monster collection genre? Jeez. There's a little bit of that in Xotempo with the tribal kind of people outside of the castle and you know, the system of imperialism, you know, the king sending out their knights to deal with Xotempo in a different way than the people outside of the castle walls. But anyway, already kept a job at casual work? Yeah, no worries. Didn't you train? Wow. But yeah, so, you know, I really like what's going on here. These designs will only get better and more interesting. I don't know if I'll keep the bell element. Maybe the bells can be incorporated in different ways. Like maybe the tufts of hair that fall to their side. Maybe there could be bells dangling from there, just because it feels like it's a very nice design element for tempo, right? Like music and like a gong or a bell, you know, being chimed on the hour. There's a tempo and rhythm to it. Maybe the swaying of a bell represents the beat of life. There's a lot of cool things that I can do. But yeah, basically, I had a tall order designing legendaries, and now I always put that in quotation marks, just because these are, again, not ones that you can catch. These are story beat kind of entities, right? And to me, it's important to build out the world as much as I can. Obviously, there's a lot I want to keep to the imagination. I'm not going to answer every question, right? But anyway, we'll go into the prompt for today. Xenomorph. Here is... it's always funny to see the Xenomorph stand up like this. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was a man in a costume. It's designed as a horror creature. And I want to go into, you know, the background of the Xenomorph. And then I'm going to go over the expectations of the design that I have planned. And it's not that I'm making a one-to-one Xenomorph. I'll always say this about all the inspired ones, down to the Chimera from mythology to pop culture entities like Godzilla and whatnot. Basically, it's more or less going to be representational of bacteriophage and viruses. Hello, Oni. So, for example, I had done one that, you know, made me realize I could go in this route because I had made a Deoxys bacteriophage / virus inspired paradox. And here is a bacteriophage over here. It's got this very interesting shape. It's got this long nut. There's like a bolt in a way. You've got these legs. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to make it 2 because it's just going to be again, a virus and bacteria. So it'll be a more simpler, more primal kind of life form. Hello, Sketch. Welcome in, welcome in. And so the niche that I wanted to fill isn't so much alien, but more like, again, primal. I'm sure there's more traditional aliens I can look at in either mythology or folklore. Yeah, I was in the collab last Saturday, and I'll be in a proper true collab this Saturday, so look forward to that. So I will go over a few things. We're going to learn a lot today, chat, before we get to drawing, okay? We're going to learn about the background of xenomorphs. We're going to learn about bacteria and viruses. It's going to be, again, a very primal kind of one. It'll feel cool. It'll feel like it fits because it's not going to be just like, you know, whereas like King Kong, Godzilla, and Cthulhu were meant to be like the modern day mythos kind of beasts. I would say that this one, if I'm trying to hit so many different kind of animals and whatnot, right? Like the different creatures and entities that fill out a world, this would be like the microscopic ones, right? When you guys greet each other, it's too cute. Yeah, and if there's a more traditional alien kind of concept, I would love to add that too. Speaking of which, I might push the brain in the jar to like a Gen 2 if that ever happens. Just because I find that, like, not that it's similar to Cthulhu, but like, it's got a very thorough through line, but it'll be close to, not this one per se, but like, I'm just not feeling it for this first one. So I feel like I'm going to kind of make this one the kind of crazy kind of concept. Hello, Spore. The tomato lights. I'll check those out. Tomato lights. Ooh, what are these? Shallow waters. Through the actions of certain microbial life forms, cyanobacteria. Cool. So I'm gonna go over first. I'm gonna go over the fun, cool stuff, right? Xenomorphs first. So the thing about xenomorphs, they were created by this guy Geiger. I believe it was Geiger. It could be Giger, but I doubt it. I believe it's Geiger. And the guy won an award for his designs. And if you feel like you're seeing something phallic or something you didn't expect to see, that's probably the case. There is a certain undertone to the design of these creatures. It's not something you're adding there, right? So, according to Wikipedia, the xenomorph, also known as the xenomorph XX121, or the Internecivus raptus, and simply the alien, or the creature, is a fictional endoparasitoid extraterrestrial species that serves as the title antagonist of the Alien. Species made its debut in Alien 1979, and then reappeared in the sequels in the 86 movie and 92 movie, Alien Resurrections, Romulus, coming up 2024. So, the design is credited to Swiss surrealist and artist H.R. Geiger, originating in a lithograph titled Necronom 4 and refined for the series' first film, Alien. The practical effects for the xenomorphs were designed and constructed by Italian special effects designer Carlo Rambaldi. Species design and life cycle have been extensively augmented, sometimes inconsistently, throughout each film. Xenomorphs are not sapient toolmakers. They lack a technological civilization of any kind and are instead primal, predatory creatures with no higher goal than the preservation and propagation of their own species by any means necessary, up to and including the elimination of other life forms that may pose a threat to their existence. Like wasps or termites, xenomorphs are eusocial, with a single fertile queen breeding a caste of warriors, workers, and other specialist strains. The xenomorph's biological life cycle involves traumatic implantation of endoparasitoid larvae inside living hosts. These chest-burster larvae erupt from the host body after a short incubation period, mature into adulthood within hours, and seek out more hosts for implantation. So, more or less, this creature, as I said before, in fact, the xeno part of it, the Greek xeno, which translates either as other or strange, you kind of see that in Xotempo as well, right? Like this unknown morphing, it just denotes like shape. So, more than anything, I'm not making like an alien like Xotempo, like it came from the stars, right? Like that's not how this one works, or this series works. It's that it will have multiple layers to it, right? Like many Pokemon designs have many layers. So it'll appear alien-like, but more than anything, it'll appear kind of like a virus, right? Or bacteria, things like that. Greys, little green men that are called greys, or are they gray little men? And bug-eyed men are the very classic. Yeah, I think I would say if the normal xenomorphs are the raptor, the queen is T-Rex. Yeah, that's probably true. And so I like how they explain it here, where the queen is very much like, it's very much like a bee or like a colony like that, where there's a single kind of queen at the top, and she kind of runs everything, and everybody underneath like works for the queen to like continue everything that they do, right? And that queen design is like really crazy looking with an insane head crest and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this design will be really cool. It'll be really fun. Do they have as many layers as ogres or onions? Yes. So that said, I'm gonna pull up another picture of the Xenomorph. This one is from a really badass uh toy, actually, or statue or figure, you can say, from Metacom. And this is like the more, you can kind of see the human kind of element. And the way the Xenomorphs work is that their kin kind of takes the shape of whatever species they kind of impregnate. So like a dog-like one, which you've seen in the films, will be like quadruped with like a longer tail, for example. I mean, they have pretty long tails, as it were. But what I'll do is I'll kind of work on this xenomorph shape first, or xenomorph, but bacteriophage shape. And then if you guys have ideas for what the first stage could look like, let me know. Because I might work backwards. I might jump in between. Bacteria is a pretty simple shape, like here's like a Wikipedia kind of look at bacteria, right? They look like little worms or little pills, really. There they go. I can use that as a point of reference. There are other interesting shape bacteria take that I can make for the first stage, right? Grays are the traditional gray. Little green, I gotcha. Is most of the blade. I was listening to the 3 classic aliens. Not supposed to be read as one. Gotcha. Oh, see, because it says grays, little green men. No comma. Gotcha. It's like gray matter for Ben 10. That's true. And it always does come back to Ben 10 here on this chat, doesn't it? The forbidden Cheetos. Imagine eating that, chill. Let's not eat bacteria. I mean, I guess you have no choice. They're so small. Those are, E. coli rods. Tasty. So, with bacteria, you guys know bacteria, right? Like, I don't really have to do too much to educate you there, right? I'll pop this right here. I'm sure you learned about it with the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Kind of stuff that you've seen before. Plasma membrane, nucleoid DNA, capsule, ribosomes, pill is the shape, plasmid, cytoplasm, da-da-da. You know what? Let's do the first one first. Let's do forbidden Cheetos, you silly geese. Why don't we do that first? So, I think this will be really simple. It could be one of the most simplest baby Xotempo out there, right? It could really just be such a simple kind of design. I feel like I'm cheating, but it is what it is. Now, I could go pound for pound. I could just make this design like a cartoonified version, right, of this picture, which is already cartoony. Ben 10 is the strongest fictional character in existence? No, it's not. You know who is? I don't want to say much answer anymore. I'm in a biased room. Everyone is a Ben 10 fan. If I say my answer, I'll be thrown out of here. He would laugh at Goku and say, "You would not win." I don't think Goku would fight a 10-year-old. Part of the strength of Ben is that he could turn into aliens like Kryptonians or Saiyans. That's true. Although it wouldn't happen in that universe, but that is a power scaling thing, right? That you could easily fold into if you were to put him into a some sort of... Ooh, chat, look at this. I like what I got here. I've barely drawn anything. What we could do... Is it me? Of course it's Hikari, obviously. He has gotten his far out Rolex. Alien Xenomorph based tempo. Does that mean there's going to be a Xotempo that's going to be based on the Predator Yautja? Probably not, because as I was saying earlier, and just like I always do, my designs aren't one-to-one, so it's not going to be a Xenomorph truly. So there wouldn't be a need for a Yautja because I'm not liking a xenomorph truly, you know? Bacteria reminds me of bee eggs. In classic series, 10 years old, Omniverse 15. I like Goku and Ben 10 more, but say Superman is designed to be as powerful as the plot requires. And that's what it is, right? Maybe for like my 1 million subscribers special, I'll say number one on the list, strongest Hikari chance. Then the second after would probably be, I guess we could say, but any of these characters, right? Um, they will be simply as Rex said, as strong as a plot needs them to be. That's why it's like hard to be like, you know, and then bias always exists and all that, right? Will we get a Bonny John and Xotempo? No, I don't think so. That if I was so nervous to call this thing Monsters, even though you guys wanted that for so long, it'd be for some reason people really they seem to really hate self-insertion of creators in their projects. And I reckon maybe it comes down to people thinking there's a power trip or ruins immersion for them. This, that, or the other. I'm sure you guys, if you want to list any ideas, can probably... You know what? Let's have this guy kind of flying around. Should I maybe make it like a tardigrade? And then it becomes like a parasite? No, the tardigrade is its own thing, right? Hold on, let me quickly think. What could tardigrade evolve into? Because in this case, it's like a bacteria. And then I'm evolving it into a... what do you call this? Bacteriophage. Or like a virus. You know what I mean? Curious George is the strangest fictional character. When he gets curious, he gets serious. Oh my god. Let's see. Inktank channel did a video where they folded Kryptonians and Saiyans into the Ben 10 and extremely compelling how they handle it, making Saiyans a generic offshoot or Kryptonians. Those people are lovers who hate fun. Monsters work well though, bonding through monsters. That's true. Monsters. Water bears are overdone, to be honest. Bonnie, I'm down. After recent Ron Collab, Bonnie got water bears on the brain. That's true. There was a... That's true. You cooked? Thank you. Yeah, that one is actually from an old video that, you know, really didn't get a lot of play, respectfully. It wasn't on my channel. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I want people to see it. Might as well, you know, use it for something. I didn't expect to reveal it at the end. That's why it came so late. We were playing with Moxie's shenanigans on that video. So I was like, alright, let's ball. And then I just chucked that into the thing. And everyone's like, whoa! Okay, yeah, so look at this guy. I'm going to... All these little... little legs I'm going to put down for this creature's little feet, right? So what'll be cute about this design is it's just gonna be like a little jelly dude, you know? It won't be anything really more crazy than that. We've got these flagellum in the front, right? The bacterial flagellum. It'll look kind of like, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll extend out just to make this guy feel a little more interesting. Because again, it's going to be one of the more simpler kind of designs. So we'll extend his antennae, the flagellum, out a little bit. Flagellum. It's a fun word to say. I'm going to have it kind of like come right out from the eye areas. And what'll be fun about this design is the totem head. It kind of makes him look like a pill, right? Which is another really small object that interacts with bacteria and viruses, right? When you have medicine and they, you know, go in there and they go beat up all the little invasive bastards that are making you sick, right? So we'll have the wood be like that. All right, really simple. You know what I could do, chat? We can work on some other designs if I finish um, the alien first. I have to do a mosquito Xotempo for my terror bird line. I have to create a few other things, so maybe we'll do that. I can see it's tardigrade Xotempo being a rival to the bacteriomorph. That's true. That could be a rival. The xenophage. That sounds sick. You down to see Ben 10 version of your Pokemon D&D series? I would never do that because I do not know enough about the Ben 10 world. Although somebody should do that. It'd be sick. He loves them furries. Tell that to Moxie. I still need Harry Gold and Moxie appear in a collab and watch all hell break loose. I saw a really nice comment the other day, a while back, asking for me and Harry to be in a video. So I messaged him, and now we just wait for Ron to maybe cook something else. Don't take this pill. That's true. You can make one of the pair of legs come out of the totem head. I wouldn't put that just because that feels a little awkward. I like the simple legs in the back and something a little more intense in the front. Would you like the red pill or the blue pill, right? Circle of Omnitrix Druid. Shee, that'd be so fire. But yeah, honestly, chat, like I'm gonna keep this. I could do it this of two ways. I think I like this, you know, green color because it's very much feels sickly, right? Toxic. It's like, do we really want to, like, we got to be careful around this guy, you know? Oh yeah, this is a fun one. This is gonna be a fun Xotempo design for sure. And that's what I'm saying. I like, you know, doing things that like I can have these varying different species and whatnot, right? So if I'm creating like, oh, I want to do a shark Xotempo, I want to do a wolf Xotempo, this, that, the other. I like to be able to like break the mold every now and then and do something like this, where we might not have expected a bacteria to show up in the world, right? And not that it's a true bacteria, but it is simply put a spirit version, right? Much of the Xotempo, as I've hinted at before, it comes down to these creatures kind of replicating elements of the known world, right, as outsiders, which really kind of make them, you know, these kind of ever evolving, or at the very least observant watchers of the universe, right? So, you know, does that mean if you hug this guy, you're going to be sick? Maybe not. But it could be a fun way to just kind of, you know, give them a little more personality, that maybe this creature, maybe this Xotempo gets ill very easily. You know what I mean? Not like he's an actual bacteria or cell, you know, like, oh, maybe you know what we can do? So and I like this idea. I'm like continually trying to figure out again the level of what's the word? There's still so much to like figure out as far as I was looking at my design document for the pitch Bible for Xotempo today. And I'm like, there is still like a lot of stuff I've got to figure out, like the logistics, you know? But it's coming along well. I love doing these little cute eyes, though. Never get tired of that. Maybe, you know what? So maybe I'll hit him with the little sad eyes like this. Um, and then maybe for his paint, maybe it could just be. I don't want it to be like boogery or something, like he's sick. So why don't I do, or I could do like tears, like he's too sad. Or, man, the way I can do the paint stuff is going to be really. I guess yeah, I would have to close this space. Poor guy. Should I? Or I could make it pill-shaped too. It might be better to do that, don't you think? Ron, Bon, Harry, and Moxie would be a powerful group and possibly a boy band. There's someone who does that Ben 10 D&D sitting on Twitter. There's, oh, nice. Monster Teaming Project. You don't get started. You catch whatever you want as your first. English or Spanish chat. Are there any shinies in Xotempo? There are. There could be like the coloration could be red and blue for the shiny. Bacteria, spider, xenomorph. Are those tentacles going to be eye stalks? No, they're not going to be eye stalks. Just antennae. Tardigrade, Xotempo, Mythosaur, Crate Dragon. That'd be epic. He won't get you sick, but he's very squishy minus the totem head. I love him already. Finger food. This is also making me think about a tardigrade bait in 10. Yeah, that's true. The actual xenomorph, I can just imagine the squishy body being made of acid. Ooh, that's cute. It won't be, but that is a cute idea because you could visually kind of make a connection to that, right? Which is another cool like connection that the design can have, right? There's a lot of layers that a design can have, sure. So let's say it looks like that. What do we think so far, chat? I mean, it's pretty quick because it's not like I have to cook a lot. But what do we think? He does look kind of ill and sickly, you know, like this part here, you know what? It might be a little too crazy. Why don't I do it like this instead? I'll have it be, yeah, something like that. The Loki special. While he's not very detail heavy, he still fits his own niche, right? Which is nice. Is he on the level of the pants? In what way? Looks sickly but cute. Yeah. The next 4 artists fake mom what? Ginger Ninja, Moxie. You know what? That's too many people. Ginger Ninja, Moxie. I think me, Ginger Ninja, and Moxie were in a video already, which was crazy, right? I forget. I've done a lot of these already. Bonnie. I did one with Cuppa as well. Vergolophus and Ron Seta. That's more than 4. I'm gonna add these rings just like the illustration has. Let's do. I could add. There's no reason to add that, I guess. Although I could add just a nice little shape. But okay. Let me, you know what? I think I do want to curve this end. Just because it'll really make it look like a pill. You know? There we go. All right. I like this guy. I like him a lot. Poor guy. Bacteria cell. I wonder what his name could be. I gotta really sit down and figure out a lot of the names too. I know I've talked about that, but I'm not gonna force it. You know what? Like, as I go around to do the redesigns for all my designs, like I do my second look over, I will, eventually kind of figure out. Part of me wants to give him a little stinger just to show he's got a little bit of a bite. Guys, he's perfect. He's so cute. Alien cryptid or mythical alien I can think of is the Flaxwood Monster, which could be an alien. Like an ill pill. Hype level? Oh, is he on the hype level? Well, chat, I don't think so. I think chat really loved Pants, and it showed in it. I think you guys like this guy. But Pants, that energy was like unreal. And to the point where Danny made an animation for him, right? Which is, if someone makes an animation for a design you make, they got, you gotta expect the hype was very real. All right, so this guy is very cute. What a cutie. Not bad. So here's the first form, Bacteria Baby. Let's do a quick, I will merge all these. Illapilla. Oh, Illapilla is such a cute name. That is such a cute name. Illapilla. Still love that art of the pants guy, Tartamoto. Yes, thank you for that, by the way. It was pretty early in the morning, so you had just seen it, felt inspired, and knocked it out. Sometimes that's all you gotta do, otherwise you can never get art done. You guys can hop into the Discord if you guys want to see that. Nice. Illapilla. There it is. So, next up, the bacteriophage. So, the bacteriophage, if we have a bacteria cell, it kind of makes sense that as far as microorganisms, right? More than anything, let's just say that bacteria is seen as a bad thing, but sometimes bacteria is, in fact, not even sometimes, but like, obviously, yes, bacteria causes a lot of sickness and illness or disease. But at the end of the day, it's bacteria that like really kind of do a lot of the background stuff in the world, right? Because like they are everywhere, right? Soil, water, even like we hold like so much bacteria in our body, in our stomach, it's crazy. So I'm leaning into this branch of microbiology, right, with a lean that it's a negative thing. So I will say that again, maybe it's a thing where it's a two-stage line, but there could be a chaos one, which is the virus, and then like another one that's more like what's the word, like the more good bacteria, you know what I mean, like gut bacteria, and it's keeping order in the world. So that way there's a little more to this line, because again, to the common person, when they look at this, maybe they'll, meaning the design that I'm about to work on, they might be able to be like, oh, okay, I'm getting like xenomorph vibes, but it will strictly be in the bacteria kind of side of things, right? So I'll quickly go over, and I'll keep it zoomed in on this guy so you guys can kind of enjoy him while I read to you guys about bacteriophage. Bacteriophage, also known informally as a phage, is a virus that infects and replicates within bacteria and archaea. The term was derived from bacteria and the Greek phagein, meaning to devour. Bacteriophages are composed of proteins that encapsulate a DNA or RNA genome and may have structures that are either simple or a labyrinth. Their genomes may encode as few as 4 genes, or as many as hundreds of genes. Phages replicate within bacterium in following the injection of their genome into its cytoplasm. They are ubiquitous viruses found wherever bacteria exist. It is estimated that there are more than 10 to the 31st power bacteriophages on the planet, more than every other organism on Earth, including bacteria combined. Holy shit. Viruses are the most abundant biological entity in the water column of the world's oceans, and the second largest component of biomass after prokaryotes. We're up to 9 times 10 to the 8th power virions per milliliter have been, this is where smoke is flying out my ears, have been found in microbial mat at the surface, and up to 70% of marine bacteria may be infected by bacteriophages. Holy shit, yo. Wait a second. I've seen this. Hold up. So I'm going to pull this guy up and I'm going to use it as inspiration. Does this not look like that one Galar bug Pokemon, the shell of it? Was it Dottler? Like that one evil ladybug scientist? Invasive Invader Invaser? It's not a phage, Mom. Nah, that's good. Invader is too long. Never swimming again. Hey, listen. Plenty of people have survived before. You can get back in the water. Thunder. You'll be fine. Let me go over a look at these guys. Thank you so much for playing my game. Boom. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright, now we are doing these guys. Blutbug. Is that his name? Blutbug? Dottler? It was right? Yeah, Dottler is such a cute name, like Doppler effect and dot, like ladybug. But tell me, chat, does that not look like it's shell? Like straight up. Straight up. Intrusive thoughts. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to move these guys to the side as we get started on Illipilla's evolution. A bacteriophage inspired by xenomorphs. Simple design. Bacteria, I mean, look. A good flesh-eating bacteria scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, I seen the story and like it was like, you know, the actors and this and that, and I seen somebody lost their leg. I was so mortified, chat. It was horrifying. There's like some weird TV program where like the dangers. Invasiophage, also very long, and like I'm not gonna name the creature because I don't know what it looks like, and above all, a name should be a feeling as much as it describes it, right? So I'm not looking for a name at the moment, but I will start the illustration now. All right, so we have this shape right here, which is very, very simple. It looks very machine-like. It feels very cold. I don't know how to swim, so I can't relate. Also, chat, we've never figured this thing out. If someone tells me how to get rid of this, I will be forever grateful. Okay, so let's start getting some lines. I'm going to... The Candy Mike and Ike's. Ooh, Mike and Ike's is so good, dude. Mike and Ike's is the GOAT. It's so good. I love any gummy candy. When you go to Japan, they have so many gummy candies. Like, it's one of the things I saw the most in any kind of like store, like food store or whatever, candy sections and stuff. Okay, so I guess what I can do, I feel like what I have to do is that extended shape. I'm gonna get the xenomorph kind of vibe. I'm probably gonna do like rings because I can grab the rings from there. I'm going to have the end of the bacteriophage's head shaped like that, which again kind of like feels very much like a xenomorph, because that's the inspiration. I'm not gonna color it black or anything. I'm not gonna like go in that direction. I do like chocolate, but it's I do prefer like a gummy or like sweets. You know, it depends on the day. You know, like Twix goated, Snickers goated. What else we got, Chad? How do I do a face for a creature like this? Because I'm not really basing it on. Oh, I could. I was gonna say I'm not basing it on any animal. That's not true. I think I wanted to do kind of like my Deoxys kind of thing, but I think I'm gonna do like a praying mantis. I think that's kind of what I want to do. I'm gonna look up praying mantis because those feel like a very alien-like kind of bug to me. You know, which country is that where you don't have Mike and Ike's? I wish you can try it. Look, at the end of the day, candy's candy. You know, I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. There is what is that called? So I don't like regular Jolly Ranchers. Hard Jolly Ranchers, get it out of my face. Nasty, disgusting. It tastes super artificial. However, I'm personally a huge fan of. I'm gonna give it like these kind of crazy legs, kind of like the creature itself has. But I really want to lean into, you know, yeah, something like that maybe. How do I do the body shape? I could have it hooked like that. Because I don't want it to be like too advanced, you know? Normal mantis or any mantis? It's not going to be any mantis. No, it's like a combination. You know, I'm not going to base it on any one. I want to be careful because I don't want it to be like Scyther, right? So this will definitely not have like a Scyther body plan. Let's see. Because I kind of want it to be hunched over a little bit. And then at least if I make it a bug, right? And it feels like a bug is a perfect kind of creature. Don't be hitting on Jolly Ranchers? Absolutely will. Those things are nasty. They're hard. They get stuck to the top of your mouth. The flavor is just straight artificial. Like it's not, you know, like cherry, it's red 45 maximum. Snickers is mid? No Snickers slander. Thank you. I wasn't a big fan of Snickers. I don't like peanuts in my candy bar. Peanut butter, though it's more. Yeah, I think that's what it is for you. But Snickers, goated. Reese's peanut butter cup, delicious. Yeah, it'll be like a mantis shape, exactly. So maybe what I could do is I can get kind of like, ooh, I'm gonna maybe tilt the head. Like it'll definitely look more like a mantis, you know, don't get me wrong. But it's meant to be like an alien mantis type of thing, you know? I could give it. Yeah, I'll do like something like that. Let's see. The head is crazy. It could be green. But you know what? Scyther is also green. I don't want people to be like, it's a Scyther glow. Bro, I'm so always freaking out about like what people think, which is a good and a bad thing. All right, let me bring out its body like this. I'm looking at, yeah, these grasshoppers, they have like these stick kind of bodies that come out. FBI, open up. What did I do, FBI? The Snickers are the GOAT. Hey, no. Spiny flower mantis, devil flower mantis, or dragon mantis. Yeah, we'll look those up. I'm going to... Far from a Scyther clone? Good. What I'm saying is, I, as a creator, will always be kind of on the lookout. Um, like, as far as like any kind of connective tissue, right? So if I do like a mantis and it's green, people will be like, that's the Scyther thing, right? Like, it's not so much that I think it, but that I'm being conscious of other people laying claim. You know, wow, is that real? No. Okay, if Wikipedia chat. Oh my lord, look at this. That is so beautiful. This is the Pseudocreobatra walbergi, the spiny flower mantis. Unreal. Beautiful. There's no chance. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, that one's beautiful. Oh, this guy's cool. The two, this guy's praising the sun right here. That one is the devil flower mantis, another really cool one. Look at him, he's conniving right here. And then you have the dragon mantis. He looks more, no, I mean, he still looks pretty insane. He's got like these rough, scaly kind of body shape. So there's a lot of cool stuff that I can use for sure. So I'm going to try and do something now that I've got some, you know, some more references to kind of play from. I'll bring these images down. Absolutely gorgeous creatures. And again, like, I can either pull from all, pull from one. Inspiration is just something that creates new images in your mind that, you know, pushes you forward, right? And what better than to look at real world, you know, inspiration. So you threw them out. This man is scared of this looking like Scyther. Could have the same color as the bacteriophage, but that's true. It could be orangish, gray, golden orb weaver. I do know what that guy looks like. Let's go ahead. We'll jump back into here. So looking at, again, the body shape of this creature, I'm gonna like kind of blot out the form in a way where I'm basically trying to get its body plan, right? Because I want it to like appear primitive, because, you know, bacteriophage, it's not like it is truly yeah, let's like really extend its yeah, they're not like these super, what's the word, developed kind of entities, right? So it kind of feels right, like the praying mantis is this like hunter kind of creature. And I don't think I have a lot of bugs, so doing like an alien bacteriophage kind of bug-like creature, I think it's pretty good. You guys can see the, and that's what I'm saying, like the xenomorph, it's not like I'm making it this true xenomorph, right? I'm making it inspired by one. Let's make this headpiece like really large, because that's like big focus. A big focus for this locus. Learned that the bees and ants evolved from wasps. Really? Yeah, I could see that. I think I did hear that actually somewhere. These are the cute version. Bonnie with an IE. What's your favorite Gen 9 Pokemon? Gen 9 is the last one in Aldea. I would say that I'm going to... it's hard to say. Also, I'll start putting down some colors. I so really want to do green, chat. I really do. You know what? I might make it orange. I like this orange that I'm seeing at the top here. Um, we have the dragon guy at the bottom. We have this beautiful It could be purple. Purple is like another poisonous color, right? So it could be purple and orange, maybe. As for Gen 9, I love so much. I love Xotempo. Xotempo to me is just such a wonderful design where it's so reminiscent to me of like an earlier gen Pokemon. Like maybe its mouth shape might be a little too crazy as far as a early gen Pokemon, but its body plan and shape is just so simple and straightforward, you know? Orange and purple could be awesome. Yeah, I think so too. Orange is lovely. Yeah, this is like a nice warm orange, you know? I'll whittle down the shape and whatnot. It could have these like kind of spines. No tail, like this like hook kind of shape at the end. But I love me Xotempo. I also like Cerulege, even though to me he's a little over designed. You know? You know what I'll do? Maybe I'll make it look like a bolt actually. And even extend the orange out just a little bit further. And hell, you know what? Maybe it's like this kind of like ruby or crystalline kind of thing. Might even get some black in there. A little nod. I made like maybe, or you know what? I can have like black as the undercolor. Baxcalibur also looks like, yeah, Baxcalibur could, there's still some elements in it that like don't feel Gen 1, but it's very simple. So yeah. I would say yes, I liked Cerulege a lot. It was like my unofficial starter since I didn't really rock with Meowscarada that much. What else? Who was your favorites, chat? Then you can kind of click my memory into place. I had Tinkaton on my team who I really liked. I liked oh, honestly such a goated. Oh no, I drew over. I'm stupid. Let me delete this. I merged the layers, chat, and then I just had to erase one of the references. That's annoying, and I do that all the time. Tinkaton Rev. You know what? Revavroom is just one that. Revavroom, I feel like just misses the mark just a little bit. I get what they're trying to go for. In fact, I had a really cool redesign that I never pushed out. That I thought was very clever, where I used like a cephalopod. And like really explained it really well visually, how to like make a car and make it organic, you know? This guy looks like he can tussle with the scorpion. I was thinking the exact same thing, honestly. I want the head shape to be a little more organic. As of right now, you know what? Yeah, let me do something like this where a crane is like neck shape like that, like a crane upwards. Also wanted to really like King Gambit a lot more. Oh, wait a second, chat. You know what? Scorpion guy is also orange. So I don't know if I want this guy to be orange as well. If I do, well, I guess he's not the true rival to the Scorpion King. Yeah. You know, he's not a true rival to him, so maybe it's okay. What do we think so far, though? Oh no, I'm stupid. I really did merge everything into the layered. This guy looks like Parasect. All right, so then we'll have to watch the color. Oh yeah, I can see the Parasect vibes for sure. For sure. And then yeah, there'll be instances where you can't run away from everything as far as inspiration, right? Or like, but where you can, I would go out of my way. Trying to think of what the Order Alt Evil, maybe Flatwoods Monster, Starship Trooper, Arachnids, the Yacho, and the Subnautica. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do an Order version and make this the Chaos. It could just simply be, this is just a two-stage line. And that's precisely what it is, right? Like, if I get a really inspired place of reference to build off an evolution, then I'd go for it. If not, it'll just be a two-stage, you know? And it would make sense, too, if it is just a two-stage, because at the end of the day, that would truly mean that a creature as simple as the bacteria, well, not that it's a creature, but like an organism, you know, it isn't very complex, right? This is probably just an efficient kind of killing machine type of thing. But not in that sense. Like, it's still a cute little spirit that you can tame to fight with you as your friend, right? I mean, when I say cute, you know what I mean. Red Room looks at the vehicle hot streak from his... I don't know that. How do I do the leg? Oh, you know what? I can do the legs kind of like that. I really want it to like lift up. He looks like my lucky pencil. What are you drawing with? Yeah, you know what? This is pretty cool. It's very simple. Let me go ahead. I guess I can use... Oh, I think the scorpion guy also has like mouth thingies like this too, right? I'm gonna have... Ooh, you know what? Yeah, I'll do something like this. Where it feels really like thorns and like he feels really stabby. Don't you think? He looks cool. He looks pretty damn cool to me. Actually, you know what? Let's have the arrows kind of moving forward. Because they're pointing in the same direction as the antennae. I guess also another xenomorph kind of inspired moment are the ridges here that kind of feel like the spine elements, you know, of the xenomorph. But again, that's what I like about my designs. They're not like overtly so obvious, you know? And then, you know, when down the line, Did You Know Gaming, whenever they cover Xotempo in the far, far future, which would be insane, right, chat? They could be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I kind of want to give him teeth like that. They could be like, did you know? The bacteriophage Xotempo, yada yada yada, whatever his name is based on the Xenomorph. In a stream in 2024, creator and artist of Xotempo, Bonny John, designed the creature on stream, citing H.R. Geiger and aliens as inspiration for this Xotempo. Yada yada yada. So yeah, maybe it can't be orange for the Paris connection. Parasect. It looks like a screw, his head. Exactly. That's what the bacteriophage reference looks like. Um, Scorpion Man does or does not, just in case. Give it a whip-like tail. You just see the secondary mouth popping out. Xenophage. Oh, for the name? No. I don't want to put like the namesake in all the names. Like I want him to still feel like its own thing and not be, oh, he's this thing, so he's like locked into being a xenomorph, right? Not that he's locked in. Who's that Xotempo? Maybe a sickly white color. It could be, right? Maybe like a pale green. I feel like white would just be too plain, so it could be, you know. They found the technology to fourth wall break in the future? That is some breaking news. Dang, the orange does look sick. I think also the head angle is like looking really crazy. So I just might need to do something like that in the future. Because the angle is looking, you know, a little odd. But that's okay. I like the strong neck. I'm gonna make the body thin like this. Purple, please. Looks really cool. Thank you. It might have to be purple, yeah. Although, you know, it could be like a ghostly green and purple. You know? I want... Oh, wait a second. You know what? Maybe... How low is this guy to the ground? Yeah, maybe it's just far simpler legs like that. Head looks like a pencil. Oh, I see what you mean. Like the yellow with like a pencil eraser. I hear you. Alright, let's put like a spike on the legs like that. The head should be the focus, you know? I like the long kind of arms that are coming up. I'm gonna have it so that it's not so much like a pincer, kind of like you know, the way that a praying mantis might have. They're more like what's the word? Like spears, in a sense. I really like the Quetzalcoatl style kind of things that I had, so I might make it like super long like that in the future. But for now, like I like this kind of beast that like lurches forward. Something like really primitive about it, you know? I mean, that looks pretty cool to me. Like, it's a simple but fun through line. Because you have the 3 legs here, you have the 1, 2, and then 3. Maybe this part just kind of is the thing that reels back into the head, right? Alright, let me fix the head. And then I'll fix the color palette too. We're about an hour in. I'm going to stretch real quick and we'll take a break. All right, head looks like a pencil. Parasect kind of colors, so I might have to alter that a little bit. Other than that, everybody doing well tonight? Are we having a good night? Mantamorph? It doesn't really morph, right? It might be something to do with Manta. That would be cool. Because there is like a praying mantis vibe for sure. It might be something with like, again, I want to lean the name and the elements to not just the visual representation of like, say, a xenomorph inspired design, or like a what do you call it, or mantis, but more like I want it to be inspired by like bacteriophage and virus. So it could be something like mantis virus. You know, there's something there. Gotta find it. You can finally get down my render style. Working on stuff while watching is such a great motivator. Hey, nice. Mantiphage. Yeah, it could be something like that. That'd be a little more closer to what I'm looking for, you know? I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear that, honestly, because I myself, as a creator, like, I find, oh yeah, this pose is gonna look really sick. I find that, and I figured this out in stream. One of our mods kind of like let me know, like, Ron, I think, you just need this or that or the other. And in specific, I tend to need body doubling and mirroring. So when I like draw and design on stream, I have people who are like kind of keeping me honest, not so much honest, but like I feel more inspired, because, for one, I don't want to let my audience down. That's for one. But then two, it's just a matter of like, I don't want to let myself down either. And I feel more compelled, like it's harder to keep yourself on task if, you don't have anyone to like really rein you in, you know what? I'm going to keep this part simple. Instead of making like a massive thing, I'll just kind of do something like that. Right? Rather than, you see how it's like a really big thingy there? I can moreover make that smaller. So that way, Manteria. Bactus. And then you have, interesting. Jonah? What does that mean? Bonnie, quick question. How would the evolution process look like? Ooh, that's a good question, Sketch. Honestly, I've been thinking about it, right? Because in Digimon, right, the sequence is very elaborate. Letters, numbers start flying around. All this cool shit starts happening, right? I've been stretching. I just stretched not too long ago, but thank you. I'll stretch a little more. For sure. Thank you for that. So I want to hear what you guys would think look cool. But what I have in mind, so, again, just because the god creator of all energy and Xotempo and stuff isn't catchable, nor are their children, I want them to kind of like appear in the world as a whole, outside of, because you're never going to really be able to interact with them. So you'll probably see things like the Order and Chaos children. They'll probably be the ones featured on gates and stuff. I would also like to do something like, if your creature evolves into the Order, the way I'm picturing it now is this energy kind of forms around the Xotempo, right? Kind of like Pokemon, but these kind of wooden, like, maybe they fall from the heavens, maybe they kind of snap around the Xotempo and they create not a coffin, that sounds a little dark, but it creates a totem, and they're kind of like being reformulated inside this casing, this wooden casing, and then they burst out. I think spirits flying around them as they evolve. Yeah, so like that's kind of like the vibe. Like I would say like it's their spirit being reformulated within this kind of like wooden totem. Um, and so if it's a chaos one, the design of the totem will lean a little more towards the the god of chaos, stuff like that. Hey, just popping in. Welcome in, Jelly Bean. This is a very different feel. Very cool, very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little more of the creepier side if it's more alien-like, but don't worry, the baby is still really cute. But we got our stretches in. I do like, this extended neck. I think that gives him a really alien-like kind of feel. The neck over here feels very good as well. I gotta figure out the color. So I'll do orange here. I like the purple. And you know what? Like I said, the other Xotempo was like brownish orange anyway. So it'll be good to like really mix up the color palette for sure. The Paris connection is like something I want to avoid. So maybe so cute. Yeah, I know, right? Are there going to be things like alpha Pokemon in Xotempo? Like what specifically? Like, are there going to be like large versions? You mean of like Xotempo? While you clarify, I would say I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I always did think it was funny that like in the Pokedex it was just so wildly consistent. And I'm not blaming Gen 1 or anything. Like they're just developing and figuring out this franchise. A lot of it I'm sure the same thing will happen with Xotempo. We'll have like a lot of issues as far as staying super consistent with things. Yeah, you can kind of see the Xenomorph inspiration for sure, which is really dope. But yeah, basically, I think it would be smart to like, maybe make like varying sizes for creatures you find in the wild, especially if it's spirits and stuff. Like, I don't need an ecological reason, but like, it'll give the chance for each spirit to kind of feel unique. They don't have to be. They can be cut from the same cloth, but maybe the cloth texture is different, right? Like, Xotempo should feel like they're part of a bigger tapestry, right? Like, sure, they're spirits, but at the end of the day, they're still, creatures in some regards, right? Yeah, this guy's cool. How many of you guys would you have? How many of you guys would want this guy on your team? And he's striking that balance between cool, cute, interesting, scary. And once again, I said Xenomorph, right? You can see the Xenomorph inspiration, but it's not a one-to-one like this is meant to be the Xenomorph, because it's not meant to be, right? I really do need to have a better balance though. Like I was looking through, and there isn't a good balance of like sweet and cute kind of Xotempo. I've really neglected that side, and I want as many people as possible to find a good variety of Xotempo they can connect to. Because just like Pokemon, not all Pokemon are meant for any one individual, right? Like, variety is truly the spice of life. So, you know, I'll be looking through and making it, and you know, I'll be making adjustments for the final run and stuff. Um, I don't like exactly how it looks like a pencil. I don't know what to say. I don't think it looks like a pencil. Um, I see he's sticking his neck out for you. Get it, get it. Stronger like a raid or mini boss. Yeah, I'd probably want some sort of boss fights for sure. Um, you know what? I don't like the way the antennae look there. So let me clear that. Important question, Mantomorph. Name idea, Pheromanto. Pheromone and Manto T. Where's the pheromone part of the design coming from though? It does sound good, but you know what? Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, maybe it's not like a true bug anyway. So, important question: is this Xotempo action alien? No, like so. None of these creatures would be like an alien. They're not from like another secret dimension of Xotempo. It's just that you know it you know is inspired by a design. You know. Um, Most of the tempo already look huge. I know, right? I would want to catch and put on my team. Nice. I would definitely want this on my team. He looks intimidating yet friendly in a way, and that's good. I would say like a huge part of Pokemon, like as much as, you know, obviously I'm inspired by it. I talk about this all the time, chat. You know how worried I am about like, oh, I don't want it to, you know what? This part doesn't feel like it fits. Like I'm trying to make it the bacteriophage thingy. I wonder, do I go for a larger? Yeah, maybe I do. This design gives some feminine energy to me. Interesting. I don't necessarily see that, but I love that people can, you know, find um find things that I necessarily can't relate, you know? And that's another cool part about design, right? The way people perceive things will be really different person to person, right? How big is this fella? I don't want him to be really big, actually, because he is supposed to be a virus, and viruses aren't very complex creatures. So, probably maybe like 3 to 4 feet tall, I would say. Um, I wouldn't want it to be like puny either, obviously. But he's only a two-stage design, right? So he's not like fully formed or fleshed out. Um, Bacteria aren't fleshed out in the real world. Doesn't mean I, you know, have to adhere to the real world for a design like this. Um, but you know, I do enjoy, um, at the very least, you know, trying to figure out visual balance. You know, this guy is cool. I gotta say, I don't know about the Paris connection anymore. Like, it does feel like he's his own thing, but I am going to give him a different color anyway. And I do like that sickly green color. Dude, he's sick! Next question, would you ever intentionally make alien designs in future like Ultra Beast? I don't think so, Jelly. Only because I feel like it wouldn't... He looks like Scylla from GXK. I don't know what GXK or Scylla is, unfortunately. Um, so I would say no, just because Xotempo already kind of like um break through our realm, right? From like another realm. So in a way they're already, you know, not to be pedantic, but like they're already kind of alien, right? Um they are creatures that um they're obviously not foreign aliens, but even in an immigration sense, right? Um, People, you know, come to this country. Oh, I say this country like we all live in America, but like no matter where you are, you'll be considered a foreign, like alien, right? Um, And that always made me laugh as a kid, because one of my cousins immigrated to the country. Um, he had shown me like his immigration card and stuff, and it's an alien. And I'm just a younger kid at that time, and he's older, and he scared me because he's like, "Yeah, I'm an alien," and I'm like, "Oh!" And I went to my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, he's an alien." Ah. GX Kong, the new empire. Gotcha. So who is Scylla? Scylla. If I remember, the Pokedex mentions micro Pokemon like bacteria. Very cool. That's something they could definitely do in the future. But the idea is there wouldn't be, for example, if there were alien and this is an interesting and fun question to feel. If there were, say, an alien Xotempo, would that mean like, oh, in another planet in outer space, would they be from a different dimension? But then, when you look at the pedantics of it, it doesn't really matter or make sense, because it'd be from another plane anyway, right? No matter where their terrestrial origin is. So there wouldn't be like aliens, but that's the fun way that I can always, if I'm making like a part 2, again, if I'm ever so lucky, I'll always say that. If I'm ever so lucky, let alone trying to get this first version out. Oh, you know what? Maybe what we do is, rather than making it truly so, let me do it like this. Because if the first half looks like a pill, right? It's a pill bug type of thing. Maybe the bacteriophage part is represented in it, and it further looks like a pill again. And it could look like its brain, maybe. Yeah, and this part just kind of represents the bacteriophage. Right? Oh, in fact, what if I made the legs of the bacteriophage like this? Ooh, that looks cool. Almost like a crown. There's something interesting about it. I'll leave it like that for now, because that seems infinitely more interesting than a random jewel tacked on, like, for the bacteriophage. So the big giant squid face. Gotcha. Aren't they already aliens? Aliens is relative. Exactly. He's cooking. I'm cooking just for you guys. Always got to feed my babies. Yeah, exactly. Aliens is relative. So in a way, they're already kind of aliens, right? Like, they're breaking into our world. But maybe I could say these are the antennae. And I like this pill kind of thing that's happening. Guys, I like the orange. Do we feel like does the Paris comet still stand? Does it feel like Paris? I'm not... I do green, it would definitely be Scyther. Dang, that looks cool. You know what? Let me do the ghostly green. That's like Celebi green. Nah, that don't seem right. Let's try the purple. Hold up. Hold up! I really like the orange. I'm not gonna lie. The purple is obviously very fun. You know what? Maybe I can keep the green here. I mean, I don't hate this, chat. I do not hate it. And I can make these bits like kind of green. Neon Genesis looking ass bug, bro. He got a rocket head. Hell yeah, spaceship, right? Trust me, if I saw this lovely creature, I would definitely eat it. I mean, catch it. I like the orange too. Me too, right? I do like the orange. The purple feels forced. Alright, let's do this. Let me do something. But now the orange feels off to me. Let me do something. I do like the orange. Yeah, right? I say we need a poll. Yeah, just to kind of gauge where people are at. But to be fair, we've all been looking at orange for a long time. Let me do something. Let me start... Yellow! Orange does look better, yeah. The yellow is... Honestly, the yellow is kind of a vibe. Reverse Mojo Jojo. The yellow has this feeling of like, I'm a wasp, don't F with me. You know? This next stage would be F. Oh, I love that. Dark orange, I'm feeling the purple. I'm really feeling it. Yellow screams danger. Skylar, I am. And look, if I go green, people are gonna be like, yo, that's Scyther's cousin. Boo, he made a mantis and he colored it green. Boo. And well, to be fair, right? A green mantis would be kind of boring because that's like the average color of a mantis, right? Redder or darker orange? Alright, let me do this. I got the orange, which, again, a lot of dangerous creatures out in the wild, they do have bright colors to let people know, do not come close to me. If you do, I'm gonna hurt you. Yellow's really nice. I'm really feeling it. Let's see. Let's go through. Ready? Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Like, I feel like the purple would feel like it's too much like, I'm an alien. Now, this looked like Deadpool in the eyes. There goes like the red-orange, which does look really nice. Yellow just might be too bright, I guess is the only issue. Hold on, what about... Man, it would be ill if I went like the Xenomorph route, but like it's too much. It would be way too much. Honestly, you guys watching, right? I like the red-orange kind of color. Although this is actually screaming really Deoxys vibes. So I want to chill with that. Because I am... my first point of reference was creating a Deoxys paradox. Where I was like, I kind of want to go in this direction. So... Is it purple? Green into purple? I mean, this darker purple doesn't look as bad. And it does get the Xenomorph connection, even though, you know, I don't want it to be super blatant. Navy blue. Maybe you have a tail like the spiky? Nah, I don't think it needs a tail. The head is the crown, the focus. A long tail would imbalance the design because it's also got long legs, it's got long claws. You don't want to do too much, you know? The green eyes could bounce really well. I mean, I'm not mad at the purple, chat. What do we think? I'm not, and I'm not against. I am not against. Ooh, wait a second. Maybe like that sickly purple. It balance out the design, and it kind of makes it look like a skeleton. Nah, that might be too much. Purple, blue looked cool. Let's see. Purple looks awesome. What if blue looked awesome? Let me quickly try like a navy blue. Not against navy blue. Feels like the most Xenomorph, right? Yeah, this feels like the most Xenomorph of the bunch. Should I just lean into it? I kind of like the brain bit being like the half of the body. Looks like it's loaded into this guy's freaking brain. Actually, that's ill. That's mad ill. Wait. Maybe that's what I do. You can kind of just see, like, he really evolved into this massive being. And it kind of, again, looks like a brain. Hold on, lean into it, right? Skeleton colors could tie with the Xeno had a visible skull. That's true, Shard. That's true. Purple is cool. Purple is a throwback. Were you there for Urple back in the day? Or is that an accident? Maybe I'll keep it like this, honestly. Yeah, that's cool. Because with the green eyes, I could even have more green peeking into the design. Like, I could have the spikes be green. Honestly, wait, that's kind of nice. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna keep it for now. Like a bright blue when you were switching the colors? Bright blue? See, bright blue would, I feel like that wouldn't connect it to anything. Not that it needs to be connected. This does feel like a good, you know, the yellow looked dangerous, but purple with green eyes was also cool. Yeah, just like, you know, Kaijira, I think this is going to be one that I really sit down with and try to find a good color palette. It's like, you know, I don't want it to be like really crazy. I want it to be, yellow does look very dangerous. Green, this looks insane. The bright blue, the electric blue, feels like an electric type right here, right? Not that there is such a thing as electric. Purple, like this is like that Neon Genesis kind of vibe. There's like this reddish kind of color, which I don't hate. I do like the orange one a lot, you guys. I really do. Because orange and green go well together, you know? So it really might be orange at some point. We'll see. I'll keep it like this for now. It's not my favorite, but it is fitting. It does work. You know, it's all right. Well, we're about 2 hours in. We have Illapilla. We have the second guy. So what else is there to do for today? It's 8:12. I don't want to end stream early. Chat, is there anything? I will say there is stuff that I can work on. Why don't I do that? Why don't I work on, I'm going to bring this over to the decks. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna call it like the Xotempo Dex. I don't think it needs to have some crazy name like the Xotempo Tome. Again, never say never. But like, I don't want the barrier of entry to be, you know, so crazy that you have to like learn the name for every variation of a Pokeball, a Pokedex, the Pokemon, the Pokemon Center. Like, it doesn't all need to be, you know. So let's see here. Character list, compendium. So here was, okay, there's a few people. Mothman. Next week, I'm going to be doing these guys. There's going to be quite a few creatures I got. Oh, so these guys were... I like this body plan. I might bring that back a little bit. We'll see. Oh, Gabby! Thank you, thank you. Give your like, subscribe. Yes, yes, yes. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. You too, you too. I would imagine that if this gets... it would be based inspired by the Xenomorph Queen. True. Saturated color palettes were sick. That might be the best. Maybe work on Chimera. Chimera was one of the first ones I did. So what I'll do is rather than go over, for example, I had readjusted the fur-bearing trout guy, right? Made him into a wolf. I got to figure out what kind of wolf to make it, and then the Aqua. Looking at already like some of these older designs, and this is what I was talking about. This guy might be pushed into a Gen 2. The element of, at the end of the day, the element of redesigning. I want to hopefully work on a line where, how do you say it? A line as epic as a Chimera. Once I like do a full pass of like more and more creatures, then I'll start from the top and kind of like go through and look at and maybe do like a day where I go over like all the changes that I kind of want to do, right? Love Manaphage, name pending. It looks so badass and deadly, yet friendly. I would capture and put on my team. I'll say this. I'll work on... There's a few that I can do. This line, and this is a placeholder. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrap the Swamp Thing and this entity and just make one mushroom line and one tree line. The owlbear, yeah, he's cool. I cut him down to just be a 2-stage line. And that's because, like, so if I cut out, for example, this guy, and then say the other 3 for the brain and the jar, that's another family line that I can add that's going to be cool and unique, you know? And just really kind of save the chaos and order ones for, like, the lines that really encompass it all the way, right? So, for example, the Harpy and Garuda I really like for chaos and order. Same with Sun Wukong and the Rakshasa. Yeah, I'll go ahead and done. Yeah, you see, like, a lot of my creatures are like really scary, and I definitely want to balance out. Like, look, they're either scary or cool. I want to be able to make, even this guy looks kind of scary. I really want to be able to make a balance of like cute and cool. So it could be like certain lines, right? Like Jack Frost could be a little more cuter, maybe, and not like this crazy thing. You have like the mermaid. But yeah, there's really like Xotempo are missing kind of like a softness to them. Snake and Pants. What up, Danny? We were talking about your animation earlier. Welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, ultimately I really wanted to come down to being designs that everything looks scary. Everything looks cool or badass, and At the very least, right? I don't want to design entities and objects. Exactly. More cute little guys. No, it's going to be two-stage. It's going to be two-stage. Because, again, the idea is if this guy is a bacteria and then evolves into a bacteriophage, the point is bacteriophage, it's not a complex organism. So in that sense, the sensibility of the design is to keep it simple. It is a primal hunter. It's not evolved to be like this crazy powerful thing, right? Um, yeah, you did. Um, so yeah, honestly, that's something I'll focus on in the second pass. Like for example, I'm not gonna make the owlbear cute, but it could be cuter, right? Um, Personality is important for designs, right? Looks like the dog in A Bug's Life. Who? Slinky Dog? No, Bug's Life. Sorry, Bug's Life is not Toy Story. Um, Goofed. Okay, so what I can do today, chat. So what I'm going to do, I really love this line. It makes a ton of sense. A polyp becoming a sea pig, evolving into a brain in a jar. It's a very fun concept, but I think for this first run, it's a little too high concept. Not to mention this design. Obviously, I could find a way to make it cuter and interesting, but it's supposed to look like a brain in a vat. It's pretty hardcore. So you know what? I'll hold off of that. A bug story. How about a clown stage line? I would love that. Like genuinely, I would love that. And in fact, that could be like an It inspired kind of thing, right? Um, but I do have a lot of placeholder kind of ones that I can use to replace. As you can see in this graveyard. And remember, just because it's in the graveyard doesn't mean I can't hit it with a monster reborn, right? At some point. For example, maybe since I'm chucking out some old monsters, I could bring, you know, the Abominable Snowman back, right? And make the Yeti a thing, right? There are ways that I can like kind of restructure and move in entities that I moved out. What I will work on stream, isn't the clown the sea cow? How dare you? I think that guy's name is Butai or Bhutan. He's just a sea cow. Was? Thank you for making him stretch. That's true, right? They did make me stretch. What nice people. What is that in the graveyard? What you mean? What's that in the graveyard? There's a lot in the graveyard. This design was really insane. I really love that concept. Could be a part 2 concept. Oh, this siren thing, it may or may not come back if I cut out designs. That to me would be a really good, chaos split that I never got to figure out. So cutting things is good. Or killer clowns from outer space. They're as famous as well known. Jojo's what is that dog thingy? Which dog thingy? Oh, you mean this guy was the original thing that would evolve into the Aklut, which is this line. But it got really boring because it started with like a puppy and then teenage puppy into that. Now it makes sense where this is based off of a cryptid, the fur trout. It makes sense a fur trout could become a fluffy wolf, and then together they make the Aklut, which is an indigenous folklore about an orca wolf dog. La Rata? He keeps zooming in on everything. La Rata? Who's La Rata? He cooked and then they got cooked. Oh, Jojo, the killer clown leader. I've never seen that movie. I've heard about it. Chat, do you see what this person is saying, talking about La Rata? What dog thing? This? Auto shoot. Pose. This guy right here? That's a bear cub. He got scrapped. I'm going to redesign this guy today. Not redesign, but get his replacement. Because like I said, so part of why I did a bacteriophage, chat, is because I want balance in design, right? I want that whale. The dog next earwick bird. Earwick? Earwick? What is an earwick? Was it this one? Known as Clownzilla. I don't know, Danny. I think you're making up stories for attention. I don't see a dog. A child saved from the bear cub. Oh, this guy. The wolf one should Garm or Fenrir or Fefnir. Similarity for. Yeah, I think the. What about the bloop? What's bloop? Um, this was originally part of a 3-stage line because it was a bear who evolved into an owl who then evolved into an owl bear. So rather than doing like baby owl bear becomes a big owl bear, I'd rather have like a little owl chicklet becomes an owl bear. And yeah, another thing is balancing out 3-stage lines, right? It was boof. So yeah, honestly, originally, and so again, I have a lot of birds, so that's why I want to like where I can, right? Alter points of evolutions and stages. So we have like an owl, for example. This concept was a bird that was trapped in amber that became the terror bird. However, and I guess you know what? I can like start working on it now. Why don't I just simply, yeah, what I want to do is I'm going to make it really even easier for myself. I like the whole Jurassic Park thing with a mosquito evolving into a dinosaur is the kind of reference for the terror bird, right? And also now is its own video game this year. Wow, nice. JoJo Leader from Outer Space. That sounds insane. What is Xotempo made out of mud? Is there a mythos? I feel like that's too plain for my taste. So this is, I already have my amber. So obviously, if you guys don't know, in Jurassic Park, and not that it's like a pure Jurassic Park kind of thing, you can go to like tourist shops and they'll have, you know, amber with like mosquito in it, right? And the concept for Jurassic Park, and so for this evolution line, like I said, I wanted to replace, like, what's the point of making a small bird evolve into a terror bird dinosaur, right? Like, that's boring. That's Pokemon, right? One, like pee pee poo poo. Sarah the Wolf thing, I play Pot of Greed. It allows me to choose from your graveyard. That's not how that card works, Danny. You're hacking, you're cheating. Or chocolate. Actually, it would be your jurisdiction. It could be chocolate, it could be poo poo. You have to take the, you know, the chance. But anyway, what happens is in Jurassic Park, the idea is like, oh, well, a mosquito, if they, you know, suck blood and eat blood, and fun fact, the females are the one that suck blood. Anytime you get bitten, it's a female mosquito. The notion for that storyline, I'm gonna look up a mosquito, is that that's earwax and amber. Yeah, nasty girl. That DNA, the DNA of the dinosaurs were, you know, caught within. Oh, and I'll show you the point of reference in case you didn't know. Having these creatures who are representative of like entities from a million years ago, the idea is they can extract that information, that DNA. And I don't have a lot of bugs, so by doing something like that, I get to have a really fun first stage that evolves into something really crazy yet fits the concept. That's the difference, I would say, between Xotempo and Pokemon, right? I don't outright need the first form to look and feel like it's 1,000,000% connected from a visual point. Like, yes, ideally, it would be great if it could, but it doesn't have to. So, obviously, the rules of the Xotempo creatures, right, is that its face is always covered in the totem head. So I'll have the mosquito already in the amber, and because it's a mosquito, I'll have it break free of the amber. So it'll be a really fun shape that's happening here, right? Where it's very blocky, but that even the head is kind of preserved, right? It doesn't have to make logical sense. These are just spirits at the end of the day. So the concept is what's exciting and fun to me. I think that's pretty clever and cute. You didn't even warn for the musketeer. Hey, mosquitoes are cute. Bugs are cute. You said suck. I forgot what pot of greed does. It lets you draw 2 cards. If I'm mistaken, they either banned it or you can only have like 1 of those in your deck at a time. Because I remember playing and I had it and I had like 2 of them in my deck, and then after a while, like, you know, I stopped following it, and then I tried playing one day and somebody was like, you can't do that, pot of greed is illegal or something. Like, I don't quite remember. If chat, you want to tell me, I would be grateful. So we're going to make his eyes golden, and then we're just going to kind of gloss over the body, or like, so it kind of looks like it's encased there. Okay. I'm sure I can get some more rhyme or reason as to how this amber is designed, which the through line visually at the very least will appear like the beak has been carved out, right? Now it looks like a chicken nugget. It's caramel. I love caramel. Let's see. Knew I couldn't keep the ladies off of me, even though female mosquitoes can't get enough. Beaver crocodile monster from Welsh mythology called the Afunk could be a cute Xotempo. True. Can't help but see an amber-covered kiwi bird. That'd be so cute. There's so many cool insects trapped in amber. I really want amber with a hell ant. What is a hell ant, Jelly? That's a burb. Where's the burb? I don't see it. It used to be a bird. What I'm going to do is simplify the body plan, right? Because it's a mosquito. And I'm going to have its bodies kind of like jutting out as well. So that way, it kind of maybe like, I'll keep it simple. I'll just give it like 2 legs. It's like maybe hopping around. Kind of like not a grasshopper. Well, because it's encased, it's got like probably really high defense. You know? Also, it could be cute for me to break the silhouette and just give him 2 wings as well. So he's like, man, this sucks. I used to be able to fly. I can't. I think this is a pretty cute design. Like, you see how I took something as innocuous as a mosquito and linked it to the bird? You know, that's what the spirit of Xotempo design is. Right? Like the connection of like, oh, DNA in mosquito that bit the bird a long time ago, and that's what it evolves into, you know? Without doing it in a Pokemon kind of way, where it's like, big, you know, small cat evolves into a teenager cat evolves into a big cat. Again, no disrespect to Pokemon, I love that, but I'm trying to make my own thing, right? So that's its sucker thing. I'll add like these kind of rings to it. You know what? Let's just tip it in gold at the end, as if it died because it was eating the sap. And, you know, obviously, from an ecological point of view, that's not how it died, but just like homage for a design point of view. Let's do... maybe, yeah, you know what? Let's simplify the head shape to be very, like, crazy. And then the body plan. And have a more... because, you know, you want intentionality in your design. Right? It's also got, like, very bee vibes, which is cool. But it's a mosquito. I could give it, like, a red tip as a nod to blood. What do you guys think? Would that be too much? It would add 1 more palette. Or rather, color to the palette. Oh, Chad, that's what I wanted. Do you play Alien Fireteam Elite? I don't. What is that? Oh, the game where the thing chases you. I would love to play that. It might be a fun game to watch me on stream. That would scare the shit out of me. You guys would get a kick out of me. I'm getting hummingbird vibes. Kiwi bird and mosquito hybrid, hopping around like a kiwi bird. Hell ants are extinct ants with crazy cool looking mandibles. No kidding. Wait, that's kind of cute. Do I animate it? Up to you, Danny. Bouncing bean. Yeah, that's exactly right. He's like a bouncing bean. He's so cute, I'll eat him. Well, he'd be sweet. But let's see. Yeah, what do you guys think? Does it feel too much like a bee or a wasp? I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing if it does, but like, it's its own thing, right? Think? What do you guys think? Um, I really like the kind of feeling it has where it does look like it's encased in um wait, that's not how. Okay, actually this is how it would go. It would be, yeah, perspective, chat. Perspective. So we'll do that and then bring the eye up into the front. Does he look like a bug? That's the issue now. Does he have to look like a bug? No, not really. But, if possible, yes. The rules I've imposed on myself, it is important to continue to follow them because that's where an art style will really get an identity, right? If there's no rules to adhere to, then it could be any old design, right? The trick is like, again, you're trying to make it look like it's underneath the resin. Resin, that reminds me of my sculpting class. I always wanted to do it. I never pulled it off. Doesn't look like a beer wash. Look cute. Okay, good, good, good. Bonnie, do you still have the dust bunny design? I do. That's one of my favorites. If you give it like a long bum instead of a thick bum, it'll feel like less bee-like. But then it'll be less cute. That is true. Yeah, you know what it is, Danny? You might be right. I am extending his bum. It looks like a stinger. So, that's what it is. Let me... Let's see. How do I breathe without you? Let's do this. I'll make it blocky and chunky like that. Because yeah, the stinger, I did the stinger, right? Because I like that it mirrored the front of the design where it has the protuberance, right? Of the proboscis. But it ultimately skewed it less like a mosquito, you know? Let me darken this just a little bit. Maybe, you know what? Its body color could just be slightly red in here. I'm going to get like a little bit... Oh, God. I'll get the white, the mosquito. You know what? Also, it could be that the legs are really stubby, which look like more like a bee than anything, you know? I want to have some sort of texture on the wings. Always gotta pay attention to the booty. The bum dimensionality, absolutely. No bees, no points on their faces. Bees have their points on their rear. Maybe the bum could be shaped like a feather. No, because you know what? It needs to be hardened, like amber. You know what I mean? So, let me do... Let me do... The president? Wait, just remind me... Sketch, remind me when Danny became president, and what is she president of? Because this could be dangerous. This is creepy. This looks like an AT-AT from Star Wars, chat. In pantry trunks. Well said. Chat. This design's getting away from me. We can't have it be the stilty legs. I did that because look at how long the legs of a mosquito are. You know? Let's see. How do we make this a more interesting design? I could add these little bits here. There needs to be... Okay, so we got that. Any ideas, chat, of how to get a nice specific shape for this amber. In pants we trust. The call to arms. Oh, you know what would be really nice? If I add this thing, right? Around where the proboscis is. And I have it like... almost like... Ooh, I like this. This makes it look like... You know, that's like the only thing that kind of cracked through. You know? What do we think? Do we like this the way it is? Name of the monster of the bump is the Xotempo pants. Oh, I'm about to say what? Amen. You go take care, Jelly. Boomtastic, Mr. Boomtastic. Still the legs goofy, but in a good way. It's true. Hello, love the Terrorbird Mosquito Dude. Thank you, Wispy. Welcome in, Wispy. Yeah, this guy's cool. Asthmatic. When you see it, you can't breathe. So, we got the Mantis guy done. I don't feel like this design... The crack is a nice touch, right? It adds a lot of depth. Let me look up how people represent mosquito in design. So... Oh, I guess another thing that I could do, just to add a little interest, it could be a thing where maybe like at the end of his proboscis, there's like a little bit of amber. Maybe he shoots it out to attack. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's finished? I don't entirely love it. I got an idea. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. First of all, what do you guys... I kind of like this flip better. By the way. So he's got the totem helmet. Right? So it's got to be a little rounded there. Let me hear what you guys think first. I can add these kind of like chips and dings into it, like it's really old. You know? Flips looks like a dragonfly. Not finished, but you can always come back to it. True, because, you know, I did evolve it from this guy. Oh, you know what? I kind of like the expression. Maybe that's what I don't like about this guy. This guy's expression feels a little blank, no? So why don't I... Yeah, he'd be an angry guy. He's like stuck in there. Yeah. That's what it is. He's missing a personality. So make him like that. Honestly, what if that alone fixes the design? He's angry, waiting to be freed. He's stuck. Lightning bug in my room recently? It is lightning bug season, right? Reminds me of a screwdriver with a clear handle. I love that take, Wispy. Love that take. Okay. Hold on. Do you guys like... Maybe it is just... Maybe it is long legs? Squeedo. Sometimes there are those type of monsters who are just there. That's true. But, you know, for my own... I won't be able to sleep at night if I push out something that I don't truly love or believe in, you know? Something about this design is lacking some sort of intent. I think I know what it is. And I think it's mostly the... Oh, what if I did this? So you have the long legs. And then you have the long wings. Maybe long legs with knee notches. That's true. The idea, though, is I want the legs to like. You know what? Let's give it a try for better silhouette. Danny putting on the thinking cap. Let's do like this. Oh, wait a second. Does it even need legs? Or hairy leggies? Hold on though, look at this. Does it even need legs? It's so... Oh, wait a second. Hold on. This is what we can do. It's so heavy because it's amber that it's probably leaned down like this, right? Because like its head is very heavy. So what if I did a thing where a peanut or something, but it's got a small body, it's encased in amber. How does it fly though? Because its wings would be encased. Oh, wait. What if its wings are like a propeller in the back that's like jutting out? And he's like dive bombing with his beak. A terror from the sky evolving into a terror bug. What do you guys think? Is that too mental? It's certainly a lot more interesting, and I could picture if it was animated, like it's always like head first because it's so heavy. It's like thick amber, you know? Because I'm like thinking, does it need legs? The idea is, I do like the idea of a creature that's encompassed in amber and therefore, you know, got like an extended silhouette, you know? Hummingbird, Helisquedo. Nah, Cook. Yeah, it could be like a hummingbird vibes with like the propeller tail. I know it's a little mental. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I'll at least... Here's the thing. I'll at least save it. Because mosquitoes like fly. Torpedo, yeah, torpedo mosquito. Torpedo mosquito. No, but torpedoes are launched under the ground. Mosquito. For missile and mosquito. Mosquito. Where we're going, we don't need legs. Back to the Future. Petrified. Pest and petrified. That is fun too. But petrified is also to feel like scared, and I feel like he's the one who's scaring people. All right, let me put this in the scrapped section. It's not the scrap. Reeboks with the straps. So we can see the evolve, like the design evolving. Bird into that guy. So now that I've saved it, oh god, I hope it'll let me go back. Roberto. Propeller, amber, proboscis, mosquito. No, but that sounds like a Spanish name, like Roberto. Yo soy Roberto. Oh god, it's been a second since it saved. That's why sometimes I work with like multiple not save files, but like silhouettes and builds, you know? Let's see. Boots with the fur. You really want the furry legs, huh? Hairy legs. Okay, so we have this. So what I'll do is I'm gonna try, and once I finish this, I'll call it night, right? Since we're coming on to 9 o'clock. Ambosis, amber and proboscis. I mean, that's just a portmanteau though. It works, but it's missing something. Bounce, take care. Thank you, Danny, for hanging out. Be well. Thank you for your suggestions. Okay, yeah. We'll be closing up shop soon ourselves here, chat. I'm going to, what? Yeah, let me bring these guys over here. And I'll try to figure out this design. Let's set a timer. It's 8:48. So set a timer for 11 minutes. Let's see if I can call it on time. All the bugs looking like monsters. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can land this design. Okay. So we have the mosquito is coming along. I'm gonna copy. Ooh. And now the idea of a mosquito, obviously it's got these big, maybe it needs antennae too. I'm looking at mosquitoes. Okay, let's see. So for starters, maybe what I can do, you guys can see, right? Okay, good. I like the big personality if I were to go in the direction of like maybe big bug eyes could be the shape, right? That at the very least it could inform the shape. And I think that'll do wonders as well. So we do that. Again, I like the back half quite a bit. It's just that, again, it'll look like a bee or a wasp. Of which this mosquito, he does have a rude temperament, at the very least, right? Ooh, you know what? Yeah, what if, like, the amber kind of, like, reaches onto this part as well? Amber? Ambug? Let's see. Next, let's get the big eyes needed for a bug. I think that will do wonders for the design as well. Especially if the eyelids are going to get kind of folded in. The more space, the better. You know? Yeah, that already feels better than the other version. I'm going to get this guy here. Carve that out. Carve this out. That looks good. Now, looking at mosquito, I'm gonna look for a more like close up, or I can just have like a general shape. They do have a longer back body. So what I could do is, why don't I do something like this? His body's like this, and then yeah, we'll extend out his body in the back. So there's like bits that like stick out and just add to, again, the silhouette, and that's gonna be like an important thing. So I'll put the wings there. I will, yeah, let's do, yeah, I'll do wings like this because they have a little more personality. Okay, so that looks good. I could make it brown. A little boring, but... And then they have very long legs. Moss Chief, Mischief, and Mosquito. Moss Chief. That's very cute too. Let's see. Oh, okay. maybe this part is like really flooded, bigger in size because it's absorbed so much sap, right? So I'll do that. Extend this out. This does feel like a better mosquito than before, right? What do you guys think? And Buzz. Amber and Buzz. Nice. And Buzz. Moss Chief. Okay. So we've got the wings. Got the amber. I'll do like something like this, where you can kind of, again, kind of see the overall shape. And you know what? Maybe let's get a blue maybe for the body. That way it bounces a little bit from all the orange that's happening rather than, you know. Ooh, wait. Maybe that's its shape. He looks like a little bastard now, which is exactly the vibe I want. And the blue is a very fun color as well. Don't you think? Like, it bounces very well. In fact, you know what? Let me make that yellow in the front. Make that black again. Missile, needle, mosquito, amber, a miscule. Oof, that's long. A miscule. Zip zap. Oh, zip sap. Zip sap. I'm not really looking for names, as like I said, I will come up with the names, but I do appreciate. It's probably one of the more fun things you guys can do, right, while you're watching me cook. I'd spend a lot of time with a name. And I never want to commit to a name because, as you guys have seen with my Fakemon, it is very, very possible that, yeah, this is it, chat. I think I found the design. For a design to still change so much, right? Like, you guys are only watching me. To be fair, I guess this is like the second pass because the other pass was like the bird thingy. Sheep is so cute, such a little jerk. I know, right? Him like crouched like this, you could really see how he like kind of like moves around like he's probably like tapping at things like a woodpecker. And again, I really think this blue does wonders for the design. It really does. It really gives it that like bounce the design needed, you know. I'm gonna color this part like this. So this will really require a lot, like a strong render, because it's encased in amber, right? So like, for example, all this stuff needs to be like papered with that yellow kind of touch to it. Yeah. So it would look really good in a 3D model if it ever got to be modeled, you know? And then, of course, you can add bits like this just to, like, further, you know. Yeah, I think that's it. It will definitely go through a few more passes. I do want to do one thing, which is I do think it could use antennae, you know? But I don't think I want to do too much. And I put it here, or I'll put it like right here. Since the proboscis is like such a big part of the design, I will extend it out a little bit more, place it a little more with care, you know? Maybe I make the proboscis blue. That way there's like a, it could be blue with the black. Just like the back, so it's kind of like this repeated kind of thing. Actually, it looks like a bird if I do that. So let me make it just pure black. Games are fun. You may be cooking, but we love our snack time. I love that. Looks so cute. Nice, nice. Yeah, I think the only other thing that I'd want to do is, again, I think from a, oh, that's the timer. I'm gonna quickly just do the last kind of treatment, and then we'll call it. So tomorrow, what did I say I was going to illustrate tomorrow? Because I had a whole plan, and then Xenomorph, and I, was it Shark Week? And then what was I going to do after that? I want the body shape to be visible here, and then the two legs attached to the stem, the back of the, like, the abdomen. He does look like a jerk, and that's something I quite like. You know what? What if I gave him like almost like a sniper kind of crosshair type of thing? Nah. Oh, you know what I could do? Let me do it like right here. Just some serration, you know? There we go. I think that's it. I think that's really, really solid. He looks really like a dickhead, like a mean guy. Got that blocky, chunky kind of shape. His wings are for show. He could barely fly, you know. If anything, maybe I make the wings even smaller, like that. Yeah, there you go. Now let's do it like that. Shark Week. I'm a creep. Heard snacks. Yeah, so I'll do the shark one tomorrow, and then probably something else for Thursday. But cool, I'm glad I figured this out. I like this other one right here. This mosquito one where it's like a hummingbee vibe. Hummingbee? Yeah, I guess a hummingbee. But yeah, it's not really much of anything. So, and not that this is like based on a particular like mythos or anything. But you know, for a creature that's supposed to be like a nod to the fossil mon, and you know, the first kind of dinosaur for the franchise, it's really fun that like I can do the Jurassic Park connection, right? And so that's what I mean about like having designs with intention, right? The other one, yeah, it was a cute bird, but it didn't really do a lot for the design. A mosquito encased in the amber, because that connection with genomes and DNA and stuff, it evolves into a dinosaur, is so much more of a fun design. you know. But cool. Got some shark mythical creatures. Nice. So, okay, chat. I guess I'm going to call it there. We've been on for 2.5 hours. 9 o'clock my time. Got 3 Xotempo done today. Redesigned this guy. Oh, you know what? Maybe what I could do is this. I can evolve this guy. This cute little Ent Druid man. Maybe give him a slight redesign. I could come up with a whole grass line, a nature line for him. You know, on Thursday. I think that's the best bet. Luska? Thank you for the hearts there, Cross. Loves it to Steven Spielberg. And then we had these guys today. We're pretty damn cool. I think, you know, for sure they need a little bit of work. But I really like this first pass big time. I really enjoy it. So, yeah. Awesome. There's a lot more to come. The designs will continue. Again, my goal is to, by the end of August, finish my pitch Bible. So I will probably at some point, I would say like 3rd week of August, I'm going to really try and figure out a lot of things. I mean, I want to figure out more, like as I'm building up my design document, I'm like, oh, this piece of art is needed there. I will probably work on all the important stuff on stream throughout August for the pitch. So from there, I could also, with your guys' help, figure out what kind of videos I can start making on this, because I have a ton I can make, right? Introducing Xotempo, a video teaching about the world and mythology of the character designs. What are the starters gonna be like? You know, for people who don't know how I'm tackling it. Who are the characters? What are the factions? There's a lot of cool things I can still figure out, but villain type? What does that mean exactly? Villain type is Xotempo. But yeah, cool. I think the compendium is really fleshing out nicely. A colorful cast. There still needs to be some balance here as far as design, but you know, it'll happen over time. And full steam ahead. Like I said, the summer of Xotempo, it continues. Xotempo for villain? Oh, no, there's plenty. Not to mention, I don't want to ever make any evil, like, Xotempo in the same way that they don't really make evil Pokemon. I think there's plenty of monsters on this list that you can see bad guys using. For sure. Like, any of these guys, like, I could see bad guys using, right? And that wouldn't make the Xotempo bad, right? That wouldn't make the player bad if they wanted to use. They all look fierce, you know? They all look really cool and like they, you know... But, yeah. Chat, I'm going to call it there. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. I certainly did. Felt very productive. Landed 3 designs today. Yeah. Nice. Make sure you leave a like on your way out. Make sure you leave a comment on the VOD. I never get comments on the VODs, you guys. Please. I'd love to see one. But yeah. I'll catch you tomorrow. Sound good? For some sharks. Have a